I never thought when I first came to the United States about, getting in the industry or anything. I was just teaching all different kind of people, all the way from brain surgeons to LAPD, children.
I'm gonna be your college, teach you what they don't teach you in the playgrounds.
Hey guys, in part 2 of my interview with Paco Prieto, we talk all about Only the Strong. He, of course, played the main villain, Silverio, in that film. Great performance. We talk about a potential sequel and a whole lot of other things. So if you want even more Only the Strong, though, make sure to check out my playlist. I'll link in the description below, where I interviewed writer-director Sheldon Lettich and co-writer Louis Esteban. Oh, and for even more Only the Strong, make sure to get Sheldon Lettich's book, From Vietnam to Van Damme. There's a whole section on that film, and of course, Bloodsport, Double Impact, Lionheart, and a bunch of others. I'll link it in the description below. You can get it from Amazon. And make sure to help support the channel. We hit a new milestone, by the way, guys. Broke 60,000 subs. I want to thank all of you. But let's get up to 100, right? So please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like the video, share the video, and let's get to that next level. Sharing all this great 80s, 90s nostalgia. Going back to Lionheart real quick. And this kind of leads into Only the Strong. It looked like your character kind of had some capoeira type moves.
Yes. Yeah.
So were you training with that one guy prior to?
Yeah, Bohash Santana. Yes. Okay. And if you see few of the kicks that I sent to John Claude, they're actually mealua. It's a kick that comes from you with your right leg. And you lower your head and then send the kick to his face. Mm-hmm. So you can check the fight and recognize that that's a capoeira kick, and that's why Sheldon asked me later when the project came out about Only the Strong, came over to my house in Beverly Hills and told me, "Hey Paco, do you really do capoeira?" Well, I have a little experience. Mm-hmm. But I would love to be in your film. I mean, if you guys going to do this, I'm ready.
So did you even, so obviously Sheldon was very impressed and he liked you in Lionheart, and then he thought you would be good in Only the Strong. So did you even have to audition for Only the Strong, or did he pretty much just say, you're the guy, you got the right look, you got the skills, you can play Silverio?
That's what happened. That's what he told me. Yeah. He came over to my house, like I said, and he told me, I got a part for you, and you're going to be Silverio. He showed me the script, and then I got a special an actress, famous actress who helped me go through the script and to work in my part a little more with more perfection. So it was very interesting. So I never acted like that before.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you had a really cool character in Lionheart, but it was just physical, right? You didn't have to say any lines, whereas Only the Strong, you were the main villain. I mean, you had pages of dialogue. So I was going to ask if you actually had any formal acting training, because you were very natural and you looked good in it.
So, you must be the guy. El primo, the one who teaches capoeira, eh?
You must be the cousin, Silverio.
Yes, I have a formal acting training, yes. But Sheldon also told me to send me to the right person who was going to really work with me and making me more believable and more confident also.
And how long did you work with that?
We did a lot of rehearsals.
How long did you work with that person to kind of rehearse and get you ready to basically?
Probably like a month. Let's see, month and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't, everything was going too fast, but it was intensive.
I bet, because you're just that guy who, it sounds like, didn't even necessarily have that dream to come to America like Van Damme did to be in movies. You just ended up going on an audition, got an amazing role, and then like a year or two later, you literally got offered a huge role. This wasn't some low budget straight to video movie. This was a real movie that went to the theater, and you were going to play the main bad guy. Like your career just like went like this.
20th Century Fox, yes, and I was trying to get prepared. I was very excited, I become kind of friends with the other of course, Mar de Cascos. We were training over there running at the beach. One time we find each other over there. We said we're in character, so let's don't talk to each other,
Okay.
but just for fun,
Sure.
But yeah, we actually, I trained with a man who he was the real professional in capoeira. So me and Mark, and we were training inside the hotel through all the techniques and to decide what will be looking better in the screen. And Sheldon was coming in and out to decide at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys did a lot of preparation prior to that film. Is there any like specific, really fun, notable experiences? I'm sure the whole thing was pretty fun and notable, but anything that specifically stuck out during production on that film that people may not necessarily know about or have heard about?
Well, it was really interesting to work with Todd Sussman and Jeffrey Lewis, the real professional actors from all the way from friends with Clint Eastwood and doing films with Clint Eastwood. And that was a beautiful experience for me to meet him and enjoy. They were pretty relaxed and very, very having fun at the I remember a line that Jeffrey Lewis told me. He says, people were saying, look at the sun, it's so beautiful. And Jeffrey Lewis says, it's any Californian day, man, don't worry about it. Like we always have sun in California,
Sure.
It was a lot of fun. And I think my favorite scene is the one below the freeway. The basketball, it's called the basketball scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when Mark fights with, 8 guys and knocks them all out. And then I arrive and then I start laughing to all the guys and kind of kicking them. So you guys are not good for fighting. So you're going to see who's the real capoeira in this neighborhood.
That's a great scene.
I enjoy it. And like I said, Sheldon came over to my house. Now, I never thought when I first came to the United States about, getting in the industry or anything. I was just teaching all different kind of people, all the way from brain surgeons to LAPD, children, actors, actresses, directors, but only private. I didn't do, only when I have my studio in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that's cool. When you were shooting Only the Strong, what did you prefer? Did you prefer the actual acting, the dialogue scenes, or did you prefer the fighting when you were making that movie? What did you have more fun with?
I think I have fun with both because I got really prepared. They didn't do any more takes with me when I was doing my acting scenes. I was prepared, so I did rehearsals with Sheldon. Because Sheldon is very perfectionist, so he makes sure we were ready for it, and we didn't lose any screen time, any film.
He is a great director because you could tell the performances. For example, he got out of Jean-Claude Van Damme, he got out of Mark Dacascos, he got out of you, right? Because it's not like you've done a bunch of movies with dialogue, right? But
yes,
you were great in it. So is there something specific about Sheldon how do you think he gets these performances out of people, especially a lot of the people he's working with? Even Mark Dacascos in Only the Strong didn't do that much prior to that, but he came across like a pro just like you did.
Well, with Mark, there's really nobody else I could compare him to. He's a great-looking guy, great body, very experienced at the martial arts, but he does things differently than anybody that I've ever seen in movies before.
You did something none of us professionals been able to do for the last 5 years. You got their attention.
Yeah, he did a great job. Yeah, Mark is very perfectionist. His father and his mother, they're champions in martial arts. So Mark, since he was a little kid too, as well, all his martial arts are so clean and to the point. And one of the things we need to do in film is to make sure every fighter that you cast for any scene, it has to be a perfectionist, because the kicks and the punches, they come 1 inch of your face, or of your stomach, or your head, and we don't want any lawsuits. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah, you got to be perfectionist, because sometimes the losses, they're big. When you hit a guy, I don't know if you remember, but in the basketball course fight, I'm wearing cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little more slippery,
Mhm.
but I won't, if I hit Mark, or if I hit anybody else, wouldn't be nice.
Yeah, it's got to be a little harder to fight in boots. And then obviously Lionheart fighting in the swimming pool, I'm sure it was kind of slippery too.
It was slippery, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, is it just me, or did you guys ever notice Van Damme slipping right there in the pool in Lionheart? It's very minor right there. But it actually almost adds to the scene, so I don't think they did that on purpose, but it actually does add to the scene.
But it was a lot of fun.
Hey, so what do you think about this whole Only the Strong potential sequel?
Well, again, I didn't look for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very good friends with Luis Esteban, since we did Only the Strong. He's a great writer. He's ready for anything that has to do with film. He knows all the way from editing to everything, cameras. He has a lot of experience too. He's been working on a lot of films behind the scenes, of course.
Oh yeah, of course. Now,
Right.
had they talked about? I know they have a couple different ideas for the sequel. Have they talked about the Silverio character coming back? Has that been in the discussion or not?
Well, no, so far I have very little. But at the end of the fight, when Marta Cascos put me in the ground, they take me to jail. The police is there, and I'm a drug dealer. I'm burning children's schools.
Yeah.
I steal cars. I have a lot of people stealing cars. So I'm a real bad guy.
He killed my friend Donovan.
Are you willing to swear to that in a court of law?
They put me in jail for a long time, so that's a thought. And the only thing that they comment to me is in the sequel, I will kind of change my way of being not a completely bad guy, but kind of get some different things we can portray in the film, that I'm a little better. So I got the correction in jail helped me out to change my mind.
Yeah, they could definitely do some interesting stuff with your character, because you got to figure that movie came out, wow, probably almost 25 to 30 years ago. So your character probably has done his sentence of 20, 25 years. Now he's back out. So the timing works out perfectly.
Yeah, timing works perfect now. I just going to be myself.
Yeah, sure.
And whatever they tell me to do, I'm going to do. Just be prepared, professional, and don't waste film. Just try to do my takes in one take, and enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll be such an amazing reunion with all you guys back, you and Lewis and Sheldon and Mark and everybody.
I'm really looking forward.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we definitely want that. The fans want that sequel. So having you involved, that definitely adds. That's cool. Let me ask you this, because somebody wanted me to ask you, like, what are your guys chanting? During that last fight, they're chanting something. Like, what do you know what the translation to that is in English?
Well, when I do the fighting with Mark, since I play a Brazilian, they say break the head, break the head, break the head, break
the head.
Break the head, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Quiebra cabeça, quiebra cabeça, quiebra. That's break the head, break the head, break the head.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Like, that's something most people would never know. I'm glad that guy wanted to know. Yeah.
Yes.
Who better to ask, right, than the guy there?
Right, of course, yes. When I finished Only the Strong, it was really funny because everybody recognized me in many places, and I have the opportunity to share with them, an autograph or something like that. But that movie, it did a lot for me.
Oh, for
They
sure.
still
People
recognize
still
me.
talk about your character all the time,
Yeah, they still recognize me sometimes when I go to bars or when I go to different gyms or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because that's one of those movies that, a lot of movies from that era got lost and forgotten about. But see, Only the Strong and Lionheart, those are the ones that people still talk about all the time. So people are going to recognize you, forever, basically.
Well, let's see what happens with the sequel. I would love
Then
to.
it's going to all renew and people, hey, it's Severio's back,
I would love to do it, and hopefully things take place. You never know, because the industry is very, a lot of things. It's like a miracle to happen. They gotta come into place. Even if part of the money is there, you don't expect to do a film until you are already there in the set, with your first check. Then is when you really know that you're doing that movie, and it could stop anyway. It can go
yeah, it's a
yeah,
miracle for it to actually
yes.
happen and be completed. Everybody
Yeah.
involved and all the pieces falling into place, like you said. It's a
Yeah,
miracle.
because some films go over budget. Some films, they get like I said, issues with the law. Somebody got injury, and
oh yeah,
it's very like somebody, especially when somebody using weapons in a film. Yeah, that's what Only the Strong has, is a good philosophy for kids.
School faculty challenges me to teach 12 of the worst kids some capoeira, which is an African Brazilian martial art combining self-defense, acrobatics, dance, and music.
To have the opportunity to get into martial arts and enjoy it, be part of it, to learn the process of stretching, the process of have self-respect and respect your sensei or your grandmaster, and be involved with other students, and have more respect for life itself.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think it's all about, and in the arts. Be happy, be positive. Like in my case, I never imagined, like I said, I was going to be in any field.
I'm the bad guy. I don't want nobody in this neighborhood.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that you happen to be in films that are remembered, that have a true legacy, not just a film that no one talks about anymore, no one fondly remembers. So you had a very special experience, because these are real gems as far as films go.
Yeah. Not Only the Strong, when the kids are practicing and they're learning with Mark all the basics of capoeira is very good, and the fact that they choose the kids for different schools of martial arts, the kids that Sheldon met, that he decided to put them in the film. And that's another thing that happens, when they shoot in a film, they say, well, I want you in the movies. I've been seeing that happen many times.
Oh, sure.
It happened in the films that I did. People that you never expected he was going to be this character, and they teach him in the last minute how to do his part, and it's incredible.
Yeah, it is, no doubt. It's funny how that works.